inheritance and the property rights. It is the criticism made by the Jimtavahana on Mitakshara School of Law. And now we shall see how this Daya Bhaga enables woman or a female to inherit the property. Widow. Coming to the widow, it is the same as the a widow can inherit the property of her deceased husband only when the male legal heirs are absent. And next, that is the daughter. A daughter is also of the same only when a widow as well as the male legal heirs are absent, then only she can inherit the property. And apart from that, the major difference is nothing, or everything looks similar between this. And coming to the difference between Dayabhaga and Mitakshara, in Mitakshara, the right is obtained by birth. Here, the right is acquired only when the head of the family died. Here, in Mitakshara, the widow or the daughter can inherit only the property of the deceased husband, and the daughter can inherit property only when there is no widow and no son, that is no male heirs. But that too only in the fathers, that is father side's property. Coming to Dayabhaga, here the daughter or the widow can inherit the property in the joint family as well as the property of the deceased person. And coming to the woman's estate. Woman's estate. This is the second kind of the property which was owned by women in the ancient India. Woman's estate. Under this, we have two kinds of Stridhan divided or segregated under the woman's estate. That is, the last two kinds of Stridhan, namely property obtained by inheritance and the share obtained by partition. This was said by the Privy Council. Privy Council in the case of Bhagavadan versus Mayabai. In that case, the Privy Council said that property obtained by inheritance doesn't come under the category of Stridhan, but it is considered to be as a woman's estate. And next, in the case of Devi Prasad versus Mahadev, the Privy Council said that the share obtained by partition is not a part of Stridhan, but it is a woman's estate. What is the major difference between the Stridhan and the woman's estate? Stridhan, where she is an absolute owner, which she can inherit the Saudhayaka, but not non-Saudhayaka to the most, but woman's Stridhan, she can inherit it to the most. But coming to the woman's estate, these are the non-movable assets or the non-movable properties, to show like landed properties, where landed properties and a house, this comes under a woman's estate, where a woman had no full ownership, not even a partly, just a name written ownership a woman had enjoyed under this. Next, coming to the medieval period. As I said, during the medieval period, there was a seen an Islamic rule in India. The Islamic rulers enforced Shariat, which even now enforced on the Muslims. And next, coming to Hindu society, what was the influence made apart from other things? Coming to the part of inheritance or the property rights, the practices of Hindu society was left freely as it was followed in the past. The Muslim rulers did not enforce any kind of new rules or regulations to the practices of the Hindu society or the Hindu religion. But there was seen some significant changes. That is Stridhan to dowry. How the Stridhan to dowry is? The Stridhan, which was previously considered to be the gifts given by both the husband and the parent side, but now the Stridhan was converted to dowry. Only the parent side was forced to, not just allowed, forced to give the Stridhan from the parent side to the newly married couple, and this was considered to be the matrimonial symbol of the matrimonial status in the during that period. Next, the woman's estate. Woman's estate gained greater interest. The woman's estate, as I said, it is considered it has like land, non-moving properties, non-movable properties. So it gained an greater interest, where woman was given many properties under woman's estate. But here the thing to be considered is woman was never let to be a full owner of it. She was just a namesake owner and a name written owner, where the male people had every right or the every position to acquire that property or to sell that property whenever they need. But in the case of Bijay Gopal Mukherjee versus Krishna Mahishi Devi, the Privy Council said that a woman can alienate her property, that is the woman's estate, in the three cases, during three situations. One, for the legal necessities. Two, for the benefits of the estate. Three, for the discharge of her duties. Um, her duties are to be like the marriage of her daughters or the funeral rites of her deceased husband, and for to proceed with the spiritual benefits of the last owner or the spiritual wordings of the last owner. Under during for this three situations, a woman was later to inherit her property or to sell or have full ownership. Only in these three situations a woman was let. But this was not an forcible law, where it was just being given in a words or the writings, but it was never seen in the society where woman had full rights on her woman's estate, even during these three situations too. Next, woman was seen as a caretaker to the family of the caretaker of the property of the family. During the period, it was seen that Muslim rulers were acquiring the property of the local livings. So then the people, the male group, uh, seen that if the woman owned the property, then it cannot be acquired so sooner. It gives for the social reforms and the social rights. Hence, she was appointed as, she was led to be as a caretaker of the property and safeguard those property for the male groups of the family. Next, the practice of sati and female infanticide, how it was seen during the period. As I mentioned, the dowry had become the practice where the Sridan was converted into the dowry. This had become a prominent thing, and many women were forced to get dowry from her parental side. So this led for these many practices, many unsocial practices. And coming to sati, how was it developed, or how it came out? It is noted that sati is seen to the since from the past, but in the medieval period it was seen to the large. How could it be? When a husband dies, the woman's estate as well as the Sridan, which was owned by the woman, was carried to the next. That was carried to the next people, that is next legal heir. When a deceased husband is died, then a woman was made to remove all her jewelry and wear plain cloths. And if she was young, she was forced to being burnt alive along with the dead body of her deceased husband. If she was old, she was led to beg near the holy places of holy Hindu places. This was the situation during the medieval period. And next, the modern period. During this period, there was a dominant role
Arun
of women.
Kumar, Arun
Yes, sir.
Kumar. Yes, gentlemen. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. See, it is very interesting.
Yes, sir.
You could continue with your modern period in your next class, okay? So far, you have
Okay.
completed ancient and medieval
Medieval
period.
period. Yes, sir.
You are the sole presenter who presenting your presenting paper for both class. It seems.
Yes, sir.
You could continue in your next class, huh? As I have some engagement at 8:30, 10:30. You
Okay.
could continue in your next class, modern period. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I will open your attendance.